Up next on The Bottom Line, a Bethesda family that's combining 2 generations to make great music.
And I feel like this moment in time with all of our boys and the age they are, I feel like this is kind of like our perfect moment together.
The residents of Kemp Mill celebrate as their community park gets a facelift.
It's a great investment for a community that deserved it.
And a remarkable county leader bids farewell after more than 30 years of service.
But at the end of the day, you need to talk to the people that you have been hired to serve.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Susan Kennedy. There are lots of folks who are looking to break into the music business, and it can be challenging to stand above the crowd. But we found one local family band that's staying the course with hard work and optimism. It's a family affair, in more ways than one, at the Gaithersburg Concert Pavilion, where folks are rocking out at one of the city's free summer concerts. The Sidleys have brought their unique sound and powerful vocals to the stage for this local crowd looking for some entertainment.
The Sidleys are a family band. It's my husband, Steve, and Colin, our middle son, on bass. Myself on guitar, Ian Sidley on keyboard, and Sean Sidley on drums.
When not on stage, the Sidleys live in Bethesda, where they practice their original songs, indie rock, soul, and some covers.
Yeah, give me a little bit what she's got game-wise.
Steve and Annie Sidley have been in the music business for close to 3 decades as solo artists, as well as backup for various other artists. The family started playing together 3 years ago and just released their first album.
They just released a CD. They've got it up front, so you can come and get it from them after the show. And, oh, we already have somebody with it.
The Love You Make, a dream come true for Annie Sidley.
I love it. You know, I love it. There's times where, you know, he has a lot of effects on his bass, and there's times when he just does a solo and it's just out of this world. And I think to myself, oh my God, when he goes away to college in a year, I'm just going to be so sad. I'm going to miss those solos. I'm going to miss the way these boys play together and what they add. And it's just such a tight act.
The album is about love, family, successes, and challenges. It was written by the Sidleys and recorded in their Montgomery County home, where Annie Sidley says the mood is mostly harmonious. The Sidleys have played well-known venues throughout this region like the Fillmore, Hamilton Live, and the Barns at Wolf Trap. But in finding success, Annie Sidley says she's learned through the years that it starts with nurturing local fans.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming out. And that was wonderful advice, because ever since we've focused on our neighborhood, so to speak, we've started to get quite a following.
The Sidleys play before crowds of all sizes, even when it's 95 degrees like it was for the Gaithersburg concert.
We brought our fan.
But in the meantime, they are working every angle to get that big break.
Well, I've been in this business for about 3 decades now. I learned a lot of tricks and trades along the way. I have a lot of contacts, and I am cashing in on those contacts right now, trying to get the most media to happen as possible.
12:45, the Sidleys will take the stage. But let's hear one more song. What else are we gonna hear?
Let's do the title song on the record.
The Love You Make?
Yeah.
All right, take it away.
So, I mean, it's just a matter, we're really focusing more on getting the word out and marketing than we are in playing shows at this point.
The Love You Make, that was the Sidleys. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you for having us.
The Sidleys plan on remaining a family band as long as possible. But Annie and Steve know that could change. Each of the boys is working on their own projects. That's why this time together is precious. And a song on this latest album is a testament to their bond. It's called Unbroken.
And it's really about being in your special place at a very perfect moment. And I feel like this moment in time with all of our boys and the age they are before they have, you know, wives or kids or anything else, I feel like this is kind of like our perfect moment together. And so the song is very special to us.
After less than 2 years of construction, the Kemp Mill Urban Park is now finished and reopened for residents. Officials recently held a grand opening celebration where a large crowd was on hand for the festivities. Dozens of officials and residents were on hand for the official opening of the Kemp Mill Urban Park. It's a welcome upgrade to this Down County community. The park was originally opened in the late 1960s and hasn't been updated since.
It's just really gratifying to see the community out here enjoying. You see all ages, from very young children to grandparents. It's great that it's accessible as well. It already feels like really the magnet, the cohesiveness of this community is here. So really, really gratifying. This is an investment of over $5 million. The state did give us $1.2 million to get this done, and we, the county, did include the rest. And so it's a great investment for a community that deserved it.
The park is located at the corner of Arcola Avenue and Lamberton Drive in the Kemp Mill neighborhood in Wheaton. The renovation incorporated innovative design and landscaping elements beneficial to the environment. The upgrades include new playground equipment, more than 10,000 plants, and a new pond that planners promised they would keep in the project.
We ended up with a clay-lined pond instead of the concrete pond that was there before. And we installed a bunch of features, and we designed it in such a way that we significantly reduced the Canada goose population, which had become a real nuisance in the park before.
The total cost of the renovation was $5.8 million, with the state contributing just over $1 million. State officials, along with council members Hans Reamer,
Wow, I would just love to come here on a regular basis with my kids.
George Leventhal,
Kemp Mill is a really special community.
and Nancy Florine were also on hand for the unveiling.
I know that the community has made a big difference here, and that's what makes Montgomery County great, isn't it? It's because you really make a difference and you help us make things better.
And of course, residents of all ages came out to show their appreciation of this cutting-edge makeover.
We really loved the slide. We would drive by when they were making it, and it was just, the kids were so excited. I have two older boys, ages 6 and 8, and they've just been having a blast going up the netting and going down the slide. I would look at it and think, oh my gosh, that looks like the scariest thing, but they're having the best time on it. So I got to try it myself and see if I like it.
The Kemp Mill Urban Park is located at 1200 Arcola Avenue and is open 7 days a week from sunrise to sunset. At the end of July, one of Montgomery County's most respected leaders retired after 36 years of service. Parker Hamilton began her career here in 1981 as the Assistant Chief Administrative Officer under the Duncan administration, and she leaves the county after overseeing the county's library system for 12 years. Parker Hamilton will tell you she didn't spend hours in a library growing up in the South. Her journey to become director of Montgomery County Public Libraries began while she was a student at the University of Illinois.
And my work-study program was in the Commerce Library. And so that was my introduction to, whoa, look at all this learning, look at all the materials and the opportunity, and just fell in love with what that could mean for people. And I thought, wow, if I had had this exposure when I was younger, I would really have been a great student. It was like this was hidden from me. I didn't know this because when I was growing up, we didn't go to a public library, segregated South. We didn't go to a public library. I read books that my mom brought home from the grocery store, and the Bible, of course.
Parker Hamilton grew up in South Carolina. After high school, she took a year off to make some money for college. She got a job as a domestic worker, something she humbly says she was not cut out for.
I failed. I mean, I know how to keep house. I know how to clean a house. And my grandmother and my mom, they were great, but I did not have to get on my knees and have someone standing over me telling me how to mop a floor. And it wasn't the work so much as the attitude of the person. And it was a lot of disrespect. And it's like, I failed.
She then went on to college, first at Morgan State, then South Carolina State. Her older brother Wesley always knew she wanted to go to college. She was able to do so because he was killed in Vietnam, and she was the beneficiary of his insurance policy. The day we spoke to her was the 50th anniversary of his death.
And because he was killed in a war, you know, it doubled. And so it allowed me to go to college.
So has that always resonated with you then through the years that you think of him?
Every day.
I bet.
Especially today.
Yeah.
Especially today.
Parker Hamilton says her brother Wesley and Esther Clausen, a librarian from the University of Illinois, are the two people she credits with where she is today. As director of Montgomery County Public Library, she will tell you she didn't spend all of her time behind her desk. She says getting out and talking with the public has been key during her tenure.
Our job is to serve our residents. And yes, we want to pay attention to trends, but at the end of the day, you need to talk to the people that you have been hired to serve and find out how we deliver relevant public services for them. Because I can bring a book into this library, and if it sits on the shelf, then I did not do my job. That means that I did not talk to the people who are coming into this library.
Well, and I want to thank Parker, and this refresh approach has just been a godsend to the county.
For the past 12 years, she has served the residents of Montgomery County and served them well. During a time when libraries were not as much a priority when it came time to balance the budget during the recession.
It was really difficult, but I also think that it was very, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the crisis.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cut.
But not only during that time did the library survive, they thrived.
I made the decision that we were not going to become a victim of the recession. And yes, we went from 40 million to 26 million, but guess what? We had $26 million. And so what are we going to do with that $26 million? How are we going to serve the residents of this county?
Under the direction of Hamilton, the libraries launched several new initiatives, including the Refresh program, Career Online High School, and the Service Beyond Our Walls program. There have been 19 awards from the National Association of Counties, and the recognition she is most proud of, the Top Innovator Award from the Urban Libraries Council.
That's terrific. Congratulations.
What's her favorite book? Gift from the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. She says she reads excerpts from it and feels renewed and refreshed.
Receive a key to the all-new library.
Besides her engaging personality, she is known for having a striking presence.
And you have the best hair. You
like my hair? This is family. This is family.
Something most folks don't know about Parker Hamilton is her grandfather was a white Jewish man and her great-grandmother was a Cherokee Indian.
You know, my white grandfather, my great-grandmother who was Cherokee Indian, and then all the Africans. So I'm a really nice recipe.
Yeah.
And I love my recipe.
Yeah.
I love my
Beautiful.
recipe. I'm proud of who I am.
We would like to officially present you with your happy retirement button.
So what's next? She will move to Alabama to be closer to her children and grandchildren, and she wants to take some time to learn more about the history of the Deep South. Parker Hamilton leaves Montgomery County feeling proud of her accomplishments and the legacy she leaves behind.
I really do. You know, I told someone I can put it in a box and put a big bow on it, a really big bow, and say, hey, you know, you did it. You know, you really did it.
Well, that does it for this edition of The Bottom Line. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.